Hi everyone and welcome to Minecraftmum Survival Skills. This is episode 25. In the last episode we headed out and we did a bit of exploring and we're continuing on. My computer is a bit laggy and as you can see, I've continued on just following the coastline along the desert and we've come to a village. So we're going to go and check that out because I think there's some interesting things here that we didn't have in our village. And I think it might also be a new biome next door, so let's just pop in. Now to get out of your boat, you press the shift key and that will lift you out of the boat and then you can just keep walking normally. What we've got here is a church, which we'll pop in and let you have a look, because I don't think our village had a church. And in here we've got a cleric, and as you can see, rotten flesh is something that they will trade. Which is helpful when you've got a good supply of rotten flesh from your XP farm. The other thing I'm going to try and look for, I might as well take out a few pigs while we're here, because they are useful for trading with butchers and also quite a good source of food. And don't think we really need some sheep, but actually let's take some of these red roses back. It's nice to collect different flowers from different parts of the world that you travel in. So I was looking for a building that had a little pool of lava and also had some furnaces in, because that's often where you'll find some loot. But unfortunately this village doesn't seem to have one. So I think we may just leave this island and continue on our exploring. But what may be helpful to do is just dot down where we found it. So minus 2300, 600. So let's jump back in the boat and press S to just pull away from the shore, and then I'm just going to press A to twist around, and then W to keep going forward, and then just the D to continue to turn around the corner. So that gives you another example of a style of village, and it's quite a small village, but again the fact that they've got a cleric there is useful if you want to get rid of rotten flesh. So we now know where to find another village. We're coming up to another biome on the right, and that may be a biome where we can find some pumpkins. So let's just keep heading along the coastline and keep an eye out and see if we can see any pumpkins. Now, as I was saying in the last episode, I was struggling a little bit with sort of a lag on my computer, and I think that happens when I'm in a boat or when I am, oh, there you can see it's a bit laggy, when I'm in a boat or when I had the swiftness potion. It happened again as well. So what we're going to do is probably just get out and do some walking for a little bit. So I'm going to just step out and, oh, that was handy. There are some pumpkins there, which was what we were looking for in the first place. So let's head over and grab those pumpkins. That was just a pure bit of luck, but I sort of had a feeling this biome is one that you would find that sort of thing. So let's grab them. They've got little Halloween-y faces on them. And you can use anything, you can punch them, you can do, different ways to get them. And what we're going to do is, once we've got some back, we can plant them and get a good supply. So I've got a fair number here. While we're here as well, we might as well grab some gravel and see if we can get any more flint while we're here. Nope. Doesn't seem to be much flint. Sometimes the flint, you get more flint if you are located. Ooh, is there anything interesting over there? Sometimes, again, just looking out to the ocean, you can spot things like monuments, or you can spot things like mines. So it's just, again, worth taking a look out into the water and just trying to see what you can see. I'm going to go back and get the boat. But we've accomplished what we did want to do, which was do a bit more exploring of the coastline and get some pumpkins. So that is very good news. But I'm going to walk along the coastline just a little bit, doing a bit more exploring, and let my computer sort of catch up. And what we'll do is, probably between episodes, what I'll do is sail back, because that's probably not the most exciting thing for you to watch. Oh, we've got a little area here. We might just explore this while we're here. As I said, because we're relatively close to a village, the other thing to do is look for caves around the village, because often you can find monster spawners and various things such as that. But in this case, even just picking up some coal is good, because when we head back to the village to make our iron golem, we'll have a bit more coal to trade with the armorer, which is no bad thing. So let's just pick up some coal. Again, picking up XP points as we go. You have to be careful again when you're digging if there's sand around, because it can sometimes come crashing down on your head. What I'm mainly looking for at this stage is any evidence of a mine, and I don't see anything in the way of a mine down there. And the way you can look for a mine is wooden structures, so fences and that sort of thing. And the reason I would look for those, sometimes you can find them relatively close to a village, is that you can get all sorts of resources there. So I'm just going to start walking back along the coastline a little bit, see if we see any other interesting caves that we want to explore, and then I'll end this episode and start the next episode back at our original village. But again, this is a helpful little biome area. We've got lots of sheep, we've got some sugarcane across the way. I wouldn't be surprised actually up in the hills ahead if you might have some horses. But again, just having a quick little look around and seeing what we can find. So again, when I swim across, I'm just going to cut across here by water. What you can do is press the W to move ahead and the space bar, which will keep your head above water. And ooh, lots of creepers in there. I might just let him explode. And there's another one. And sometimes you just let them come towards you, and they we have good armor on actually, so we were okay. When you've got that many baddies, it's sometimes a sign there's some interesting things ahead. So let's just quickly take a look down here as to what we can find. A bit of iron. And some coal. And maybe that's it. So I was hopeful that we might find more. And it may be there is something down here. So let's just keep a little bit more exploring. This is going to be a slightly longer episode. And the way I do like to explore around villages, as I said, because often that is where you can find some interesting things. So let's just keep going a little bit more. And I can hear some bats actually. And that's taking us, oh, we've got another creeper down here. And we'll put some light up. We could try and kill him. Like so. You've got to make sure you do it quickly, because if he had exploded and got us, that could have done some serious damage. So let's head down, and it looks like, actually, for all that effort, there wasn't much at the bottom. Sometimes you never know. So I think I'm going to end the episode here. Thanks for joining me on this exploration in the ocean. We've got our pumpkins, which we were looking for. We've got a bit more iron, and we've got bats circling around my heads. Many thanks for watching, and tune in tomorrow for episode 26. Bye for now.